Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Gabriel Bangit Anahilex, students of Diploma in Technology Engineering Electric Installation from IKM Bintulu. Today, I'm going to give a presentation about oil and gas industry in Malaysia. Now we go to the definition. The petroleum industry, also known as the oil industry or the oil patch, includes the global processes of exploration, extraction, refining, transportation, and marketing of petroleum products. The largest volume products of the industry are fuel oil and gasoline. Petroleum is also the raw material for many chemical products, including pharmaceuticals, solvents, fertilizers, pesticides, synthetic fragrance, and plastics. The industry is usually divided into three major components: upstream, midstream, and downstream. Upstream regards exploration and exploitation of crude oil. Midstream encompasses transportation and storage of crude, and downstream concerns refining crude oil into various end products. Now we go on the next slides. Oil and gas components. Oil and gas sector comprise three main activities: upstream in bracket exploration and production, midstream in bracket transportation and processing, and downstream in bracket distribution and sale to the end users or consumers. We go on the first subtopic, which is upstream. What is upstream? Upstream is a term for the operation stages in the oil and gas industry that involve exploration and production. Oil and gas companies can generally be divided into three segments: upstream, midstream, and downstream. Upstream firms deal primarily with the exploration and initial production stages of the oil and gas industry. As you can see in the slide, we've got 2 points in the upstream. We go on the first point, which is exploration. Oil and gas exploration is an important part of the upstream sector. Petroleum exploration requires very sophisticated techniques, and technology available for petroleum exploration is rapidly advancing. Normally, exploration starts in an area that has a high potential to hold resources, usually due to the local geology and known nearby petroleum deposits. In a high potential area, further exploration is complete to delineate a resource. The geophysical and geochemical analysis is done using techniques including induced polarizations, IP surveys, drilling and assessing electric currents, and so on. In the exploration phase, the goal is to locate and estimate the potential of resources. If an area shows potential to host a resource, exploratory wells are drilled in to test the resource. In the oil and gas sector, test drilling is an important component of the exploration phase. In the event that the exploratory well is successful, the next step is to construct wells and extract the resource. Upstream companies also operate the wells that bring crude oil or natural gas to the surface. Now we go on to the next point, which is production. Oil and gas production is one of the most capital-intensive industries. It requires expensive equipment and highly skilled laborers. Once a company identifies where oil or gas is located, plans begin for drilling. Many oil and gas companies contract with specialized drilling firms and pay for the labor crew and rig day rate. Drilling depths, rock hardness, weather conditions, and the distance of the site can all affect the drilling durations. Tracking data using smart technologies can help with drilling efficiency and well performance by providing real-time information on trends. While every drilling rig has the same essential components, the drilling methods vary depending on the type of oil or gas and the geology of the locations. Now we go on to the next subtopic, which is the midstream. Midstream sector provides transportation, storage, and trading of crude oil, natural gas, and refined products. In its unrefined state, crude oil is transported by two primary modes: tankers, which travel irregular water routes, and pipelines, which most of the oil moves through for at least part of the route. Once the oil has been extracted and separated from natural gas, pipelines transport the products to another carrier or directly to a refinery. Petroleum products then travel from refinery to market by tanker, truck, railroad car, or more pipelines. Tankers deliver petroleum by transporting oil and refined products from other countries to the Malaysia to make up the difference between domestic products and demand. Tankers also transport the oil Gulf Coast. Now we go to the downstream. In the downstream we have distribution. The closer an oil and gas company is to supplying consumers with petroleum products, the further downstream it is said to be in the industry. Downstream operations are oil and gas processes that occur after the production phase to the point of sale. This sector of oil and gas industry, the final step in the production process, is represented by refiners of petroleum crude oil and natural gas processors who bring usable products to end users and consumers. They also engage in marketing and distribution of crude oil and natural gas products. Simply put, the downstream oil and gas marketing is anything that has to do with the post-production of crude oil and natural gas activities. Many of the products that consumers use every day come directly from downstream production, including diesel, natural gas, gasoline, heating oil, lubricants, pesticides, pharmaceuticals, and propane. Companies engaged in the downstream process include oil refineries, petroleum product distributions, petrochemical plants, natural gas distributors, and retail outlets. Many major downstream companies are also diversified and engaged in all levels of the production processes. Now we go on to the next slide, which is about environmental impact of oil and gas industry in Malaysia. The environmental impact of the petroleum industry is extensive and expensive due to petroleum having many uses. Crude oil and natural gas are primary energy and raw material sources that enable numerous aspects of modern daily life and the world economy. Their supply has grown quickly over the last 150 years to meet the demands of the rapidly increasing human population, creativity, knowledge, and consumerism. And as you can see in the slide, there are three main issues that always been the big issues in our country. Now we go on the first one, which is water pollution. Hydraulic fracturing is a practice that may involve the injection of non-toxic chemicals into or close to drinking water supplies. Stormwater runoff during construction or runoff from established well pads can introduce sediment and toxic chemicals into nearby rivers and streams. Storage and disposal of drilling and production waste in pits can contaminate groundwater and surface waters. Next, we go on to air pollution. A variety of air contaminants is emitted throughout the oil and gas development process. Air pollution also impacts the health of communities surrounded by oil and gas development. Read our study gas petrolate. Flaring, the burning of excess natural gas at oil and gas wells causes methane pollution, a potent greenhouse and contributor to climate change. And the last one is soil pollution. Oil and gas industry waste, which may contain petroleum, hydrocarbons, metals, naturally occurring radioactive materials, salts, and toxic chemicals, have the potential to cause soil pollution and prevent the growth of vegetation. Produced water, which may contain high concentrations of salts and other contaminants, is often stored in the pits or disposed of in evaporation ponds. Spill of produced water can kill vegetation as well as wells. Contaminants that enter the soil do not necessarily stay put. They can move down through the soil and contaminate groundwater, or up through the soil and be released to air. Next is the importance of oil and gas industry in Malaysia. On the first one, it can be the source of national income. In 2022, the export volume of crude petroleum from Malaysia totaled approximately 8.87 million metric tons, a slight decrease from around 8.9 million metric tons in the previous year. The export volume of crude petroleum from Malaysia has been decreasing for the past 2 years. Can be, but it can be the excuses to complete our country mega project, such as the constructions of Kuala Lumpur International Airport 2, double-tracking electrification of Suruman to Gomas Train Line, Subang Airport Railing, East Coast Expressway Phase 2, LRT extensions from Ampang, Tripataling, and Kelana Jaya lines, and the newest or the latest one is the constructions of the PNB 5118, which has been scheduled to complete by in this year. Second, it can provide employment opportunities such as petroleum geologists, engineers, sonographers, technicians, administrative and labor officers. It also can reduce the unemployment rate of the population and increase the income or standard of living of the populations amongst the Malaysian people. Last point, importance of oil and gas industry in Malaysia is it can create a network of transportation system such as roads, railways, port facilities, airports, and others. The existence of these transportation facilities aims to speed up the delivery of petroleum and natural gas to processing plants and market areas, as well as transporting labor and bringing in foreign investors. For example, the dense transport network along the coast of Miri, Sarawak, and Kerteh, Terengganu. In conclusion, the future of Malaysia is extremely dependent on the strength and health of the oil and gas industry. Luckily, the oil and gas industry has been expanding for some time. With further investment in pipelines and drilling, the Malaysia will be poised to become a major exporter of oil and natural gas. Meanwhile, companies such as Petronas Sapura will be able to provide the rock-solid oil field equipment that is necessary for the market to grow and expand without unnecessary costs. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoy it. That's all for me. Thank you. Goodbye.